Hello, Luke Michael Howard, clinical hypnotist and owner of LUKEnosisHypnosis here with a very special video launching the breakthrough session. Now, what is a breakthrough session, Luke, and how does that differ from working with you one-on-one? Well, for many years now I've been following a system of doing essentially different packages, different programs with clients, and they could range from anywhere from 1 to about 3 sessions. Now when you think modern day psychotherapy or counselling, there is no result that is guaranteed in it, and it's an indefinite thing that you'll be seeing your therapist or counsellor 3 times a week for 4 years. Sigmund Freud even said that, and it couldn't guarantee your results. The interesting thing about psychotherapy is no one ever goes to their psychotherapist, their counsellor, their cognitive behavioural therapist and say, how many sessions does it take? Try it, because there is no answer to that. It's an indefinite thing that's ongoing. Whereas hypnosis, the system I've been using for a long time, typically it's 1 to 3 sessions to fix almost any problem, which is really good and worked for many people. However, I noticed that sometimes it could be slightly flawed, and for someone who has ADD and gets very distracted and likes to do things very fast, that sometimes took a little bit more time. Now I still offer that system for some people who prefer it, but now what I offer is something called a breakthrough session. And really, if we go back to the old model of therapy or hypnosis, I don't like to think of what I do as being therapy, because it's not. Therapy means that you're broken, you're messed up. I like to think that I'm an educator that's helping to educate you to run your own mind and brain better. So if you figure in the old days someone would come in with one problem, that might be they're a smoker, they want to quit, they're overweight, they have obesity, they want to drop 50 pounds, they have chronic back pain, they want to let go of it, or they have tremendous anxiety that they want to be anxiety free. So there's a A position they come in, a problem, and there's a B solution that they want to leave at. So it's kind of like this. This is kind of like your mind when it's okay, it's doing its normal thing. The amygdala, front cortex of your brain, is doing its natural thing. Then people come into me and it's been activated. There's a problem situation going in, and what we do essentially in hypnosis and the change work that I do is remove the problem from inside, and it goes back to being its old way. That's okay if you've got a single problem. However, what happens if you've got 5 problems? You're overweight, you smoke, you've got anxiety, you've got pain in the back, you don't know what to do with your career, you haven't got the ideal relationship, you don't know what to do in life or what's holding you back. You've got more than one problem. It's probably going to take more than 1 hour. So it kind of becomes a bit like this. Someone comes in and this is their problem. There is so much to do. There's so much going on. Now in a breakthrough session, it's essentially about collapsing this problem, this big sphere, if you will, that's around somebody's head. Yeah, I know I look a bit silly right now. In the breakthrough session, this sphere represents everything. It represents you not having the ideal job that you want, you perhaps being overweight, you perhaps doing some kind of drug that you don't want to do anymore, attracting the wrong kind of mate, having anxiety, having depression, or just not having the kind of success you want in life. There's multiple things going on. So essentially 1 hour, as good as I am, is not going to collapse all those problems. However, in a breakthrough session, what we do is we take up to 3 to 4 hours to collapse all of those problems. So we help you to basically remove it from your head, so you can see that problem for what it is, which most of the time is just an illusion, then systematically collapse that bad boy up and in of itself, so it goes back to you being in that normal, balanced state. Now, a breakthrough session is 1 session. It's about 3 to 4 hours with me. Essentially how it works is it's almost like you're going to see Santa. Yeah, I know I've got the beard, but he's not quite white as Santa's beard. On 1 sheet of paper, you'd come in and you'd write down everything that you don't want in your life anymore. That could be every limitation, chronologically, every trauma, every problem you ever had, everything you put down on list number 1. Because for about the first 2 or 3 hours, we're going to systematically delete everything on that first sheet, so it can't hold you back. We're going to clear everything from your past, and then in that last hour we're going to set up your future. We're going to create the future. So you're going to fill out another piece of paper with everything that you want. Now, everything you want isn't, I don't want to feel anxious, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to have back pain, I don't want to have a terrible partner, I don't want to have a crappy job. No. If you ask for that, you'll get more of it, because your unconscious doesn't process negatives. So you can ask for what you want. What do you want? Well, I want to be lean. I want to be in great shape. I want to have abs if that's your thing. I want to be a happy, healthy non-smoker. I want to be able to interact with new people and be at peace, be comfortable, be the life and soul of the party if that's your thing, but the positive thing that you want. And we put that into your future. So we clear all that icky, bad stuff from your past, so all those chains and those shackles are off of you, get you to be firmly stated in the now, in the present, if you will. And then on that other second sheet of paper that you'd provide with me before you come here, it'd be everything that you want. So essentially, this is not really therapy, if you will. It's about just taking away all of those problems and then setting up your future. And why this is different, why this model is different, is it basically takes about 3 or 4 hours. When I used to do breakthrough sessions, it used to take way too long, about 7 or 8 hours. It used to take forever. We've locked in a room with someone. Now I've got it down to a fine art of 3 to 4 hours, whatever that problem is. So it's not about one problem, so you've got having multiple problems in your life that are somewhat overwhelming, like the big sphere here that you don't know where to start. Now you don't need, you ask, how many of these do I need? You need one breakthrough session. You come in, and essentially what it is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a breakthrough. People leave these sessions, and to quote a recent client, she said to me, "Luke, it felt like I went to Canada Wonderland. Like I was on a roller coaster. There was ups and I felt amazing. There was downs and I was frustrated and I felt horrible. Then there was ups. Then I went on that Ferris wheel, on that seesaw, and upside down." That's kind of what it feels. It's very intense. In fact, for that 3 or 4 hours when you come into my office, we lock that door, and the only time you're allowed to leave is when we're done, or if you need to go to the washroom. Other than that, you have my 100% attention for 3 to 4 hours in that breakthrough session to revolutionize your life. This isn't about just going and that problem that you had is gone. It's literally about making a revolution in your life and a transformation. Some people have this misnomer, this limiting belief that change is a slow and gradual process. No, change happens like that. To make the decision to change, you may procrastinate, put it off. That may take forever. But when you've made that decision, that's fast. So that's what a breakthrough session is. The old system still works, and I do still see clients that may come in for up to 3 sessions. 3 sessions, absolute maximum, because I get sick and tired by that point, and the problem is generally gone in about 1 or 2. Now, the best metaphor I have for that is essentially, if you go and see someone, you've got a problem, essentially you want to quit smoking, you've got anxiety, I'm just saying that, just imagine, or whatever your problem is. It's almost like you're going and you have a glass, and it's full with toxicity, if you will, of your problem. Now you go and see me, we do some work, and we essentially get rid of all of that crap in that glass. Yet in between sessions, that glass won't fill up like you're seeing a psychotherapist or a counsellor, but life gets in the way, and there may be some liquid and some toxicity that gets into it. So it ends up being a metaphor. If you end up after every session being about 5 steps forward and 1 step back, you're still 4 steps forward after every session. After 3 sessions, you're 12 steps forward. You're doing amazing. But there's always that thing of momentum. There may be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in between sessions where life can throw you a curveball, where a little bit of motivation may go down, where a little bit of, what is the word that I'm looking for? A little bit of that effort and that energy that you put in may subside a little bit. It's almost like pushing that that snowball, if you will, up the mountain, and it takes all that effort, all that volition. So when you come in again for the second session, we're not at the bottom by no means. We're right up there near the end, but we've still got to do a little bit more pushing. So some time and effort's going to be taken from that. Still, again, it's still more powerful than about any other form of therapy, healing that I found, or personal change work out there. But the difference between that breakthrough session is we're locked in a room for 4 hours. You ain't running away. So we have all that momentum is the word I'm looking for. Well, you don't have to worry about pushing up, because once we've taken that 3 hours to push that ball up to the top of the mountain, then essentially we let that sucker go and it just falls away because all the work's done. And the interesting thing is, once we start to delete one problem, the rest fall in line. It's almost like a domino effect. And again, if there's like an hour or a week or so in between sessions, sometimes we have to do a little bit more work with setting up those dominoes. But in that breakthrough session, we knock them all down once and for all, and it's gone. It's essentially doing that heavy lifting and removing that big, nasty negativity that's been holding you back. So when you leave there, you feel transformed. You don't just feel that, oh, I don't feel anxious anymore, or yippee, I don't smoke anymore. You feel that your life has changed because your life has changed, and it's an amazing, powerful process. And it's the way that I'm doing more and more of my work these days, because I believe in giving people that experience of transformation when they come in. That's what a breakthrough session is. I can't sing its praises highly enough. I've kind of done a soft launch, if you will, with some clients over the last month or so, and the results have been mind-blowing, even essentially blowing my mind how successful, kind of asking myself why I was not doing this earlier. I don't know, I guess I was procrastinating, but don't you procrastinate. Don't be like me. Change like I did and reach out and go for that revolution in your life, that change of the breakthrough session. So hopefully now you know what a breakthrough session is. We eliminate and we delete all that negativity, limiting decisions, negative beliefs about yourself, all the stuff that you were told about yourself that's been holding you back, all those traumas that you may have experienced in your life. We get rid of them all of them. That's right, even those ones that are lurking back there. Then we set up the future, which is so key, because once we've cleared all that junk out of the way, there can sometimes be an instance where someone says, well, what's next? Well, that's when the second sheet of paper comes in, and everything you want we install in your mind to make it inevitable that it is going to happen, like the law of attraction, like setting up the inner compass inside that brings you closer and closer to that compelling future, so it becomes vivid and it becomes real for you. I've been Luke Michael Howard, owner and hypnotist of LUKEnosisHypnosis, explaining the breakthrough session. Please, if you've got any more questions about what the breakthrough session is, what happens in it, please leave your comments below, and I certainly will get back to them all. And do visit www.lukenosis.com for future updates. Thank you so very much, and always believe.